Chipotle, creamy habanero, tough call. But at Del Taco, you can mix and match 2 crispy chicken tacos for just $3. So head in now for one Del of a deal. 2 tacos for $3. That's Del Taco Better Mix.
Watch Off the Clock today at 2 on KTLA 5.
Now at noon, an investigation is underway after a stabbing and deadly shooting at a metro station in Hollywood. Thanks for joining us for the KTLA 5 News at noon. I'm Glenn Walker.
And I'm Lou Parker. This is the latest in a string of violent incidents plaguing the transit system.
We're learning more about how that stabbing and shooting are connected. KTLA 5's Jennifer McGraw live now in Hollywood with the latest developments. Jennifer?
Yeah, Glenn and Lou, we constantly hear about these attacks on the metro, and this is just the latest. We're told that the security guard was actually in self-defense. He shot the suspect. Now, take a look. This is around 9 o'clock this morning. This is at the scene that's just down the street from where we are. LA Metro releasing a statement saying the incident involved a trespasser. They say Metro contract security guard encountered a trespasser doing a routine security sweep in an area not open to the public at the Vermont Sunset Station. There was an altercation, and the guard was forced to use pepper spray, and that's when he was stabbed in the leg by a trespasser, ultimately pulling a gun out and shooting the suspect. Sky 5 was overhead as emergency crews were rushing to the scene as the Metro at another scene in front of the Presbyterian Hospital a block away. It appears that's where the shooting suspect was found at DeLongpre and Vermont, where we are, who ran through the tunnel underneath the sidewalk. The man who was shot, believed to be in his 40s, was found unconscious and not breathing. This is just the latest incident adding to Metro safety concerns. On Sunday, a woman attacked a bus driver. Then on April 22nd, a Metro train passenger was stabbed to death in Studio City. A few weeks earlier, passengers stabbed a Metro bus driver in Willowbrook. And in March, a drifter armed with an airsoft gun hijacked a Metro bus and crashed it into the Ritz-Carlton in downtown LA. Back out here live, it's still an extremely active crime scene as investigators try to put together what exactly happened. Again, that contracted Metro worker says that he was looking through an area. That's when he found the trespasser. He tried to use pepper spray. When that didn't work, that's when he was stabbed in the leg by the suspect, and he ultimately shot the suspect, who, again, we believe ran through the tunnel system, and that's where we are with the tent out here and investigators trying to figure out who this person was, what exactly happened. We still are waiting for the LAPD, who has the lead investigation on this scene. That's very latest. We are live in Hollywood. I'll send it back to you.
All right, Jennifer McGraw, thank you. The plans are revealed to make visiting Venice Beach and other coastal communities more enjoyable.
LA City Council member Tracy Park announced plans today to make restrooms and play areas clean and safe, as well as provide mental health services to transients. KTLA 5's Annie Rose Ramos has those details.
What was launched just a couple of minutes ago is what's called a coastal care team, a first of its kind here for these coastal communities and any neighborhoods right adjacent to them, like the one we're standing in right now here in Venice. A 6-person team that's starting today, that's going to be in these neighborhoods at least twice a week. We do have the district director here to talk a little bit more about what's starting today, what it's going to look like, and how it impacts those services that's going to be offered for those homelessness.
So today we have our Coastal Care Plus team that starts, and they'll be dedicated to the neighborhoods, as you mentioned, around our coastal beaches, to address a lot of the homeless encampments and be more focused on some of those issues that arise around our communities, especially those next to the beaches.
You know, we hear from so many people that they do not feel safe right now in some of these communities. How is what's going to be launched today going to make them feel safer?
So the additional resources will be dedicated to a lot of our restrooms, our play areas, to make sure that the community has more safe, accessible, clean restrooms, walkways, especially around the neighborhoods when you come into our beaches. You know, our beaches are very touristic. We have millions of people that come on a regular basis. So these teams will be dedicated to making sure that we can have more resources here to, again, keep our restrooms clean, safe, and accessible, as well as our beaches, our play areas, so that when people do come over here, they can feel safer and know that there will be amenities that they can safely access.
Safely access. I know that's going to go a long way for this community. Thank you so much. Now, in addition to that, council member wanted to bring up that she's going to be bringing forth 2 motions in front of City Council today. One is a program for bathroom ambassadors and clean teams here throughout coastal communities. The second program is for mental health beds. She mentioned earlier in that press conference that there's a real need for more beds when it comes to mental health and those who might need them. All right, reporting live from Venice. I'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
Now to developing news in Chino, where local officials are urging the state to reverse their decision to transfer death row inmates to the California Institution for Men. The California Department of Corrections is currently transferring 39 death row inmates from San Quentin to the Chino prison facility. Local leaders are raising concerns regarding the California Institute for Men's ability to securely house high-risk inmates. CIM is one of the oldest facilities in the state, and a 2008 report indicated that the facility was in an unacceptable state.
To think this prison can successfully house the worst of the worst criminals in our state is wrong. CIM has a history of escapes, with the most recent one being in 2018.
The cities of Chino is currently gathering signatures for a petition to get the state to reverse their decision on the inmate transfers.
Classes at UCLA are being held online for the rest of the week after dozens of protesters were arrested yesterday. Police say the protesters were released after they were processed. There was also a sit-in at Moore Hall on campus involving about 50 people. This follows a week of chaotic protests on campus. The university is working with both the LAPD and FBI to investigate the violence that took place on campus last week, which could lead to more arrests.
Stormy Daniels has taken the stand in the so-called hush money trial of former President Donald Trump. Shortly before the 2016 election, Daniels says that she was paid $130,000 to keep quiet about a sexual encounter she had with the former president. However, Daniels told the court she was not motivated by the money. As part of the agreement barring her from telling her story about the encounter, Daniels said that the two couldn't have any contact. Trump has pleaded not guilty to the charges and denies her allegation of an affair. Now to a shooting investigation outside the home of rapper Drake in Toronto. A member of Drake's security team was hit at least once in a shooting about 2 a.m. local time.
KTLA 5's Kimberly Chang joins us now with the latest on this investigation. Hi, Kimberly.
Lou, Glenn, hi. Toronto Police Service confirming that a security guard was seriously wounded outside Drake's home in Canada. They have not said whether the rapper-singer was home at the time, but did say that his team is cooperating. It was roughly 2 a.m. when the shooting happened in the affluent Bridle Path neighborhood in Toronto. When officers arrived, they discovered the security guard had been shot. He was rushed to a hospital. He had been standing outside the gates in front of the residence when the suspect or suspects opened fire. Authorities didn't say whether it was a drive-by shooting, but did indicate that the people involved were seen in a vehicle that fled the scene. Investigators canvassed the neighborhood and recovered video evidence of the shooting, but are looking for additional witnesses. Drake, whose given name is Aubrey Drake Graham, is a multi-Grammy Award winner known for hit songs including God's Plan and Hotline Bling. The shooting comes amid a long-running feud between Drake and rapper Kendrick Lamar, which has heated up in recent weeks. Take a listen.
When you put your hands on your girl, is it self-defense because she bigger than you?
And we gotta raise our daughters knowing there's predators like him lurking.
The rappers have been going back and forth, putting out diss tracks, attacking each other with serious allegations, including Drake rapping on his song Family Matters that Lamar physically abuses his fiancée. Lamar fired back at Drake with claims of him being a pedophile on his song Meet the Grams. Toronto police say they are aware of the ongoing beef, but at this point in the investigation did not indicate that there is any connection whatsoever. During a news conference, reporters asked about the ongoing feud.
I am aware of what you're talking about, but it is so early in the investigation that we don't have a motive at this time, and so I cannot comment further on that.
While the motive may not be confirmed, if that is something that you're looking at, knowing that this beef crosses borders into the U.S., is there anything being done in the investigation to maybe prevent a potential suspect from leaving Canada?
So this is no different than any other investigation, okay? Like, it's maybe more high profile because there's more people here, but we treat it like any other incident. So we'll be using all our resources.
And you heard there, authorities said they will treat this high-profile incident no different than any other investigation. Now, police released few details about the victim, only saying that he remains hospitalized. A suspect description or details about how many people may have been involved in the shooting were not available. Reporting live in the newsroom, Kimberly Chang, KTLA 5 News.
Kimberly, thank you.
Okay.
Well, you've been outside.
Yeah, I've been outside. I locked myself out of my house today. I had to have a locksmith come over. It was quite an ordeal.
So you could kind of do the weather report right now.
And my wife Jody's in Nashville watching the whole thing on a Ring camera.
You know what you need now, Glenn, that will solve that from ever happening? I saw this the other day. You know, like the keypad, so you can just punch in a code so you can't lock yourself out?
Yeah, well, the best thing is he made so much noise getting the lock out that nobody's going to break in my front door. They'll make too much noise. They'll draw too much attention. So.
Oh, well, it's nice of you to be here with us this afternoon. And it is a gorgeous day, though. It wasn't too hot for Glenn to be locked outside, so it's better than being locked out at 11 a.m. than 3 o'clock this afternoon. We're seeing gorgeous conditions. This is our Long Beach camera, blue skies, just a little bit of that marine layer this morning. We'll see a bit more tomorrow. But downtown yesterday, 70 degrees was the high. 73 is normal for us this time of year. Current temperatures on this Tuesday, it is 67 in Santa Monica. Same for Santa Ana, 73 in Chino, and 76 in Lancaster. So several spots already seeing double-digit sustained wind speeds. Lancaster, 20.